who are a Blues fan. We're bleeding blue with you. Let's go Blues! Let's go Blues! Let's go Blues!
And aloha! Welcome to the Blue Note Fan. Oh, I screwed that up. Welcome to the Blue Note Fan Report. I'm Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan, and this is our pregame show. You know, I don't know if you are paying attention to the season, and not just the Blues, but the season and all. Prior to the start of the season, I was on a podcast called The Happy Hour. You go to the Blue Note Fan Report on the homepage, scroll down, you'll find it. On there, I had said that with all of these teams playing each other, that you were going to see a 200-minute penalty game. I've been paying attention to this Rangers-Boston game, and they're going to get there. There's been 4 fights already. I think there's already been a couple game misconducts. It's boiling over. And, you know, it's not just boiling over there, it's boiling over everywhere. And the reason that this is important is because it's definitely could boil over tonight. Right? Hey, Roost, yes, we do. And what I'm talking about, what I think could boil over tonight is, you know, the Blues they're down. They've lost 3 games in a row. Arizona's all full of themselves. And, you know, they need to get knocked down a peg. And the way you knock them down a peg is a real mean, heavy, tough, physical game. And one of the things that we as Blues fans like to think, or we've been told, is that the Blues are a heavy team. Well, you know, this season they haven't been, right? They're not even close. They're 19th in hits per game. 19th at just over 20 hits a game. Overall, they're 15th, but then again, you got to look at teams that haven't played yet. So really, cumulative stats don't tell the story anymore because of, especially this year. Normally, in a regular season, you'll have teams within 3 or 4 games of each other total. But this season, because of COVID, this separation in games played is going to get bigger and play more of a, it's going to have a lot more to do with everything that goes on. So one of the things that we need to look at isn't cumulative stats, but per game stats. And that's what I've been doing. And I basically wrote an article today and talked about what I thought was wrong with the Blues. It's on stlfanreport.com. Please check it out if you got a chance. I think it's pretty good. Maybe. I don't know. So let's get into today's pregame. So we are going to be facing, oh my God, not the Colorado. See, I want to face somebody else so bad I can't even say the Arizona Coyotes anymore. That's right. We're facing the Coyotes again for the 1,129th time this season. Or at least it seems like that, right? You know, it's, and not only that, they've got their big defenseman, Oliver Ekman-Larsson, back. That could have a huge amount to do with the Blues and how they play tonight. They're going to have to eliminate him a bit. We'll take a little bit of a quick look at the game numbers here. So power play percentage, and this is huge. And this is why I was just talking about this and something to be very concerned about. So power play, 23.4% for Colorado, 23.4%. St. Louis, what's that number at? That number is 11.4%. Yes, that's right. I said that, 11.4%. This isn't just huge. This is, you know, the special teams we had special teams last year that really meant something, and this year we don't. And it's affected us. They brought Jim Montgomery in. He was supposed to be a special teams guru, and whatever he's selling, nobody's buying because it ain't working. It ain't. And not only that, not only did we bring in Jim Montgomery, we brought in Torrey Krug and Mike Hoffman. Both of these guys, power play guys. And it's still not working. So there's something there that needs to be adjusted. Now, I do know that this week, Steve Ott worked with the power play and the penalty kill. So, I mean, individually, he was working with the units individually. So maybe he found something or saw something. And Ott was a great penalty killer in his day. An absolutely really good penalty killer in his day. Hey, for all you guys watching, please give that thumbs up, say like, don't forget to chat in the chat room, and don't forget to share this to all your friends and let them know about the Blue Note Fan Report. So penalty kill, here's another run. The Coyotes are at 84.8%. The Blues, 69.6%. The Blues are at the bottom of the league in both categories. 28th in power play and 29th in penalty kill. It doesn't get much worse than that. I mean, the fact that they have a winning record is surprising. And it goes to show you if they get that fixed, it could answer a lot of questions. It could. But there's some other questions here. Face-off percentage is 51% for the Blues, 48% for the Coyotes. The Blues can score. Goals per game, 3.23. But they're allowing 3.15. And they've got to bring that down. And that's actually more defense than it is offense, than it is the goaltenders. Chemistry issue, and we'll get better with, so I'll discuss that in a second. Goals for per game. Colorado's only scoring 2.75, except when they play the Blues, they score 3 or 4. 2.67 is their goals allowed, except when they play the Blues, they've allowed 1 or 3 or 4. So, there's a lot going on here that hasn't translated into success on the ice. And to be honest, I can't completely explain that, because in my eyes, it should have already translated to success on the ice. I mean, that's the way I look at it. The way I feel about it is that it should have translated, yet it hasn't. I'm trying to see if I can get the real pregame up, and it is not popping up just yet. So I'll kind of keep an eye on that to see when it shows up. As far as, chemistry issue, at some point I have to say no. And the reason that I have to say no is because these guys know what they're doing. How much different is it? You look at most power plays in the league, they do the same thing. It's not so where it's so much more different than this side than it is on that side. That one team does something so different. The only one out there that really you can look at and say, wow, is the Capitals. But that's Ovechkin. Ovechkin sits in his office and just fires it away. They know he's going to be there, yet they let him have it. I don't know why, but that's just the way it kind of goes. And I do agree, we are too good of a team to play like we've been playing. And there's some issues that have not been addressed that need to be addressed soon. And I'm not completely sure. Look, I know some of you think that I'm not a huge fan of Berube's and that I've been having it out for him since the beginning. And that's not it. I just think that there's something that's missing. And this is kind of showing it, right? His style is not working right now. It's not. It's absolutely not. And here's a great comment. You know, the team looks so individualistic, and that right there, that's style, and that's because this team doesn't work in the neutral zone correctly. They're not talking to each other. There's a lot going on that's not happening, and this is the kind of the same thing that we saw at the beginning of 18, and we know how that ended. However, that was an 82 game season. If we get in last place in our division in 14 more games, we're not coming out of that. Now, the only good thing we have here in this division is that we have teams that are much worse than us. And there's no, we have both the Kings, Ducks, and Sharks are all not very good teams. They have talent, just not together, just not good enough talent. They don't have the goaltending. They have some hole that is very exploitable. Now, for a big part, the Blues didn't seem like they had a hole that was exploitable. But right now they do. And that hole in my eyes is defense. And that's really amazing. Now, some of this is due to injury, and I will admit that. I'll say that some of this is due to injury. One of the players on this team that has not played very well, quite honestly, is Colton Parayko. And that's just an honest statement, okay? For whatever reason, Colton has not, it's been put out that he has a nagging injury, but it's not enough to keep him out of the game. It's kept him out of about 6 practices, and he just took another maintenance day, but it hasn't kept him out of games. Well, I'm getting to the point in my eyes where I think it should keep him out of a game. Problem is, we don't have anybody to put in his place, right? Is taking a 80% Parayko out and putting in Gunderson in his place, 100% Gunderson is that the same? Is that an equal replacement? I honestly don't think so. They're not the same player. They don't do the same quality. There's a lot going on there that some of us see, some of us don't. But in my eyes, it's not very strong. They don't have the defense right now is hurting. With Scandella out, you have Scandella out. Bortuzzo was out for 5 games. Him being back. Roland, I disagree with that. They say they need to tell us about what's hurt. No, because it could be something that other teams could key on. I think with him, I've been told that it's a lower body injury. So I'm guessing it might be a groin muscle. And that would kind of make sense. If something in that area, I could see him still being able to play, but being hampered. I couldn't see many other things where he would be hampered, where he'd have an injury and still be able to play, and just be hampered. So I'm closer to thinking that it's the groin or something like Perron just had or Marchand had, what they call a sports hernia, which is a kind of a tear in this area, in the waist area, which could also be considered a lower body. So, that's something that could be bothering him. We don't know. And we hope he gets it. We hope he gets it right. We really do. I want him to get it right. I know everybody else does. At the moment, it just isn't there. And like I said, a groin or a sports hernia, that could be it. That could definitely be it. Time to bring the camera back. I've been watching to see if the pregame comes on. I haven't seen it yet on 66 IR. I was hoping it would show up, but unfortunately at the moment, I am still blanked out. I wanted to hear that's a true statement. that's a true statement, and this is, and I'm kind of thinking the best way to state this. Some of the things that a coach wants a player to do, a player may not be comfortable with. And no matter how hard that player tries to do that, he never fits in right. And a prime example of that is Justin Falk. Justin Falk last year was asked to do a lot that he was not used to. He wasn't comfortable with. He tried to do it. Doesn't mean it worked, right? And we all got on Falk. This season, he's doing more of what he's supposed to be doing, of what he's comfortable doing, and he's exploding. He's coming out. He's really taking it to the next level. Well, that's putting players in the best position to succeed. And that is something right now that I don't feel coach is doing. And again, I think it's the same thing with what you're saying, but at the same time, it's a coach's job to make sure, like, he keeps changing the lineups up. At some point, that's not working, right? You know, you got to get these guys, let these guys get some chemistry instead of changing up every period, because it doesn't seem to be working even when you change it up. Hoffman on the third line. Why? You know, is that? And this is a very good point. I want to say that's Maroon has a player in the locker room has left a hole, right? Maybe not on the ice, but definitely in the locker room, and definitely maybe and on the ice, maybe in that thought process, right? He was a guy. No one's gotten into the corner. No one's gotten into the corner like he did. No one's gotten in there and done the things that he did that we were used to. And until that happens, we're just going to have to deal with what we're dealing with right now. And there's not a lot that I can say other than, you know, okay, Rooster says think the Blues need to play hard the entire game. They seem to play off and on. One period they're grinding, and the next let off the gas. Don't think it's on the coach. Well, okay. This is the same stuff that we saw in 18. And in 18, what did this fan base do? What did this fan base do in 18? I want to see if someone gets where I'm getting at. I want to see if I can lead you guys to the water and get you to drink. So remember 18, a lot of us were looking at this team and going, God, look at the way they're playing. And we did something. All right? That's right. We called for Yo's head as soon as this stuff was going on, right? We got to this point, almost the same point we're at now, the quarter point, and we started calling for Yo's head. The biggest difference is Yo didn't win a Stanley Cup. And because Berube won the Stanley Cup, he's getting a pass. He's getting a pass. And you know what? As long as we're giving him that pass, I don't think anything's going to change. I really don't. Rooster says maybe drink some Red Bulls after each period. I like that. Bob does think he agrees with me. Hoffman has been playing better. I do like this. Kyle from Alaska says, player meeting only, boys. And you know what? It's about time. And we haven't heard of one yet. But then again, because of COVID, maybe they can't. I don't know. But something needs to happen. You know, hey, look, I don't want the coach fired. I don't. But I want this team to change. I want this team to play the way that they're supposed to play. I want them to get out there and be heavy, get in on the forecheck, be on the back check, control the puck, take shots, take good shots at the net, get bodies around the net, control the neutral zone. All those things I've just said, have we seen it yet? I don't think we have. All right? I honestly don't think we've seen it yet. Roland, you got to talk to me about what you sent me later. I don't completely understand it. You know, and Rooster, I get this. I really do. I get how people feel about this guy. But in my eyes, the cup was 2 years ago. I look at some of what happened in the bubble, and you got to put that on the coach. Why didn't they buy in? Why didn't they buy in? That's a simple question to ask. Whose job is it to get the players to buy in? Right? There was no buy-in. Now, if you want to sit there at this point in the season and go, Roland says he needs to jump to teams, ask like he did when he first started coaching. Well, I agree with that. I absolutely agree with that. Old-time hockey, again, maybe. Right? Yeah, I'm with you there, Roland. I do think he needs to do that. What? So I've been sitting here all day. I'm writing. I've been thinking about this game. How to talk about this game. Hey, buddy, how you, Lance? How you doing? I don't know how long you've been on, but maybe you've heard me rant a little bit. I've been listening to NHL Network and all this, and when you look at what the Blues have done up to this point, it's got to concern you a little bit that we're sitting where we are. You know, and if you look at the standings, you go, oh, we're in second place. No, we're not. Okay, do not for a moment confuse yourself with the standings, because the standings do not tell the story at all. Hey, Blues fan, how you doing, man? Welcome, buddy. Hey, I tagged you in my article today, so hopefully that helps you out. Do not confuse yourself with the standings, right? I'll do this. I've done it before. I'll do it one more time. Let me see if I can do this real quick. There's something really interesting you need to look at in the standings, and especially in the West. So let me see if I can do this screen share. Okay. And now let me add this to the stream. Let me bring this up full screen for you guys. So if you look here, according to these standings, the Blues are sitting in second place at 16 points. But let's look at games played. Games played is huge. Vegas has played 11. Colorado's played 11, and they're not playing right now. Anaheim, 15. Arizona, 12, and they're playing with us. Minnesota, 11, and they're not playing. Colorado, 2 games behind us, 4 points. They're at 15. They get all 4 of them points. They get both of those. What? Boom! There you go. There you go. Right? Let's look here at points percentage. This is the number that you need to be paying attention to, because that shows you where these teams really are. And it's important that we look at that. And yes, thanks for the warning about it being 20 minutes. Bring this back. Okay, so So get up here. Lance goes. They haven't played a full 60 minutes. Heck, even 40 minutes of each game. I agree. He says he's not panicked but concerned, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. And, Bob Morton's agreeing with me there. Lance, same thing. Game starting in 10 minutes. Need to play hard the entire game. People keep saying there's a lot of season left, but this is the 14, 56 divided by 4 is 14. This is our 14th game. That's 25% of the season. In a normal season, that's 20 games. 20 games. I'll get there. That's 20 games. So 20 game mark, you're looking December. You're looking at Thanksgiving. At the 20 game mark, you're right around Thanksgiving. You play 11 to 13 in October and 11 to 13. So you're looking right around Thanksgiving to be at the 20 game mark. And if you remember in 18, where we were at Thanksgiving, we were one of the worst teams in the league. What site shuts down at 7? I'm not sure what that is. And I will get to my pick here shortly. So as we're moving along, so what are we looking for today? Today's plain and simple. The Blues need to come out and control the game from the get-go. Oh, yes, that's right. Our contest shuts down at puck drop. So once puck drops, I shut the contest down. I'll show that here in just a second. Don't even know if I got it up, to be honest. I might have it up on one of my sites. I'm going to have to bring it up. The Blues have got to, and right the game. But really got what's going on. Okay, guys, sorry about that. My internet went down on me. I apologize. Things happen. I work with them, right? Like I said, the Blues need to play. They need to come out and really just control the game from the get-go. They need a physical play, like they're talking about right now on that, and they also need to score early. They have got to score early. So let's get into the Pick'em contest. So where do you find the Pick'em contest? It's plain and simple. It's on stlfanreport.com. I'm going to go ahead and bring that up for you right here. There's stlfanreport.com. On stlfanreport, oops, no, that's probably better for you. On stlfanreport.com, right here, the Pick'em contest shows you the schedule. There's the rules. There's the rules right there. You can kind of scroll through them and look at them. There is one rule here. I thought it was on here. Click to pick must be on the team that you pick to win. That is a must. That is a must, must, must. Must, must, must. That if you pick the Coyotes and a Blues player, you have a null and void pick. So let's get back to the picks. Now I've already made my pick. I did it because I wasn't sure with this change that the system was still working right. So I can go in here and edit my responses. You enter your email address. Very important. You enter email address and your first and last name. Email address, we will email you when the contest opens. And first and last name are how I track you on the website or on the, on the spreadsheet that we have set up to track this. It makes it very easy for me. Pick a group. We're playing with a couple of groups this time. I know it was only for a month. We may extend it because they haven't gotten great participation. I'm picking the Blues to win. I like that 4-3 score, and I'm going to stick with Hoffman. Hit submit, and as long as you see what I just seen, if that doesn't happen, it didn't right, scroll back down and make sure you submit again. But you need that to show up. Once that shows up, you're good to go, and you're in. And right now, I'm looking at 31 people who have picked. Really great. I'm glad to see so many people picking. And really, only one person's picked the Coyotes. And I'll kind of leave that at who it is because I'm not going to put that out until later. I know that the game's getting ready to start here very shortly. Hopefully you enjoy the pregame show. I do the best I can. I do it by myself. And I hope you guys keep watching. I will be back for the intermission. Lance or Blues Fan React or anybody that wants to join me, let me know, and we can gladly join. Well, hopefully you can still join me rolling on your phone. So, guys, love you all. This is Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan, saying aloha, mahalo, and you got to know that I am bleeding blue with you. Go Blues! Let's go Blues! This is Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan, saying aloha, mahalo, and I'll see you on the Intermission Report.